One of the things that I know that remote teams deal with, there's two things actually. And the first one I don't think is a big of a deal for you because you have them in that environment, which is sometimes remote teams will get depressed or down because they're not around people, right? So it sounds like your people are around people, so that's good. But then there's a second thing where there's a little bit of an insecurity that comes with being a remote worker sometimes because we don't have the normal interactions, right? Like if you and I work together, I don't see you at the coffee pot every day, or I don't see you sitting down and we nod at each other as I walk by. So you lose a lot of those social cues that we are very, very used to of improvement of like, hey, we're good, right? Without it's almost without saying it. And what I've noticed is remote teams struggle because they don't get that positive feedback. And so then what happens is we read into things. So you'll send an email to me and you'll just be like, hey, can you get that to me, Gary? And you'll say it at that tone as you're typing it, but I read it as, hey, Gary, you're going to get that to me? Like I've been waiting for it for a long time, right? Even though that's may not be how you meant it. How do you guys deal with that with your team? Because they are remote, they are in a different culture, they are far away, they're in a different office. How do you work through that with them?
Well, I have found that our team members take coaching better than half of the American team members that I've had
Yeah.
because they want to keep their jobs. They really want to please you. So they're going to listen to what it is that you have to say. The more interaction you have with your team members, the better. We want them to join via Zoom your morning huddles. When you have team meetings, let them join the team meetings via Zoom or whatever other platform that you might have. But the more interaction you have with your team members, the better. We obviously don't have the same issues as remote team members that are working from home.
Yeah.
You know, they get to see people. They also
They're not
don't
doing
have a 3-year-old grabbing at their leg
I was going to
begging
say
for
they're not doing their
attention.
laundry while they're also making calls, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're 100% focused on you and they only work for you, no one else.
That's
So
awesome.
it's not like, oh, I'm going to do 20 hours a week in this office, 20 hours a week in that office. It's full time, 40 hours a week dedicated to your office. So they do become that remote team member that it wouldn't matter whether they were in Kansas or Zimbabwe.